Before I start with the build, I wanted to mention that this build is only for resistance, not heroics or legendaries. For that reason I also made a general purpose PvE build, which will be similar to this build later in the video. So let's start off with the build overview. This build is a 6-piece classified striker with 2 pieces into stamina, 3 pieces into firearms, and all gear mods into stamina with damage to elites. This results in us having 6500 firearms and 6400 stamina, which are beneficial to get even more healing out of the 6-piece striker. Since this is a PvE build, you want as much damage to elites and enemy armor damage on your gear as possible. Starting off with the major stats on the chest, enemy armor damage and health. As the minor role, ammo capacity. On the mask I chose enemy armor damage as the major and damage to elites as the minor. Next up the knee pads, as the major, enemy armor damage, since health would be no option here because the NPCs one-hit melee you later on anyway. On the minor I went with damage to elites, shock and burn resistance because of the special ammo the NPCs got in resistance. For the backpack, health as the major and ammo capacity as the minor. Now to the gloves, assault rifle damage, enemy armor damage and crit hit damage. Since it is easier to hit consistent headshots in PvE, I didn't spec into crit chance at all. For the last piece, the holster, I chose reload speed, which will be explained further later on. For my performance mods I use 4 3% smart cover damage resilience mods. That is basically everything about the stats of the build, which result in 58% damage to elites and 80% enemy armor damage. Since we got reload speed on our holster and grip, this results in a reload time of 1.9 seconds compared to 2.9 seconds. Which makes a big difference in total DPS output overall. Now to the guns, I use 2 lightweight M4s, one with responsive, destructive and ferocious for high damage output, and the second one with responsive, destructive and determined just to farm back the ult. For the weapon mods, I've modded them both in the same way. For the scope, headshot damage, crit hit chance and crit hit damage, same goes for the suppressor. On the hand stop I got reload speed as the main stat, crit hit damage and stability as the minor. As the last piece, the extended magazine with magazine size, crit hit chance and rate of fire. Next up are the skills. I played an hour group booster shot and the smart cover with the concealment mod, since it has the longest uptime while maintaining the highest stats as well, and the only downside being the range, which is a little smaller compared to the recharger mod. As the last thing, the talents. One is not in precision, since we focus on headshots. Also adrenaline to pre-cleanse during data breach waves and combat medic for obvious reasons. I also made this image of the build in case you want to try the build out yourself. There will be a link in the description for the download. Now onto the general purpose PvE build, which is basically everything I said before with just some changes here and there. Since when you PvE with a group, you are likely to have at least one healer in your group, which allows you to put more stats into firearms. For that reason we switch all gear pieces from stamina over to firearms and keep the stamina damage to elite mods, which result in the overall stats of 8800 firearms and 4000 stamina, just to barely unlock destructive on your gun. Depending on what kind of skill combination you want to play, you can use the first aid self-heal prototype mods or the crit enchant mods, for example if you want to play with pulse. For the skills I chose booster shot and demonizer, since you only place it to explode it anyway for the 33% healing. This is just the setup how I play it, you can obviously play it different as I mentioned before. As the last thing, the talents, you should go with one is none, precision, on the move and combat medic. I also made an image for this, the download link will be also in the description. And that was it. As always, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.